Hi, it's Christina from Christina Costa Reiki, and this is my weekly Reiki corner. And so today I want to talk about how to break the stress reaction using Reiki. If you are not attuned to Reiki, if you haven't done any Reiki training, don't worry. That's what we say in Reiki all the time, don't worry. Because you can simply connect to the energy in the universe. Try and think of that kind of warm, fluffy love, like an amazing hug. Connect to that energy and you'll be pretty close. So please, whenever I say connect to Reiki, connect to that energy instead. So how to break the stress reaction, and I've got 5 steps to help you do that. So step number 1 is learn what it feels like to have a stress reaction. So when I say a stress reaction, I mean the things that your body does, the things that you do, the things that you think when you're in stress. And it's obviously different for everybody, but for me personally, I feel like it's a kind of a tunnel. It's like a tunnel, it's on a downward slope and I haven't got any brakes. So the longer I'm in this tunnel, it goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and keeps going. This may be different for you. Obviously, we all have individual responses, but I'll use my tunnel example just to kind of help you relate. So step number 1 is to learn to recognize exactly what your stress reaction is. So find your tunnel. It can be simply that you're going to be aware for the next week or so that when you find yourself feeling stressed, you really kind of know what it is and what it feels like for you to be stressed. So number 1, learn your stress reaction. Step number 2 is take the time to explore all the details of your stress reaction. I know this might seem odd, it might seem you just want to get out of it, but actually I want you to take a look around, get to know your stress reaction really, really well. Connect your stress reaction to your body. How does your body feel when you're in this really stressed place? Are there any areas in your body that you notice a difference from when you're having a stress reaction to when you're relaxed? So I guess a classic would be shoulder tension. You know, maybe when you suddenly look around and you realise, my God, my shoulders are up by my ears, and that is a sign that you're stressed. Maybe it's a bit of tension in your belly. You know, sometimes we can kind of be clenching the muscles in our belly, in our lower belly, and not really notice. But that is a stress reaction. Maybe something's going on with our fingers. Maybe there's some kind of clenching, or we're moving our fingers. I tend to do this thing sometimes. I just do this. I find myself doing it. And becoming aware of your body and how you're feeling when you're in this stress reaction. So if you're feeling stressed, I actually want you to either, if you can, in your stress state, feel into your body and really feel what it feels like. Or maybe you can simply remember to a time that you were stressed and really map out your stress reaction. So get to know it, make it very intimate for you. Step number 3, I want you to think of the different levels of your stress response. Usually there are some warning signals and then it can ramp up. So I think I described with mine's like a tunnel. So it's like you go into the tunnel and it's literally like there's nothing else around. I just have this stressed reaction. And it gets faster and faster and faster and builds momentum like you're rolling down a hill with no brakes. But before it gets to that breakneck speed, there are definitely some warning signals. And these often start out as small signals in your body. So think about the different levels of your stress reaction and think about the warning signals. Obviously, the reason for doing this is that once you know what the warning signals are, when this happens again, you can be alerted to the fact, okay, this is phase 1. If I continue without changing anything, I'm going to end up in my full-blown stress reaction. So before we move on to step number 5, I actually want to take some time right now to do this, because we know it's like our lives are busy. So we're going to do this right now, okay? So just a few minutes. So just close your eyes. I'd like you to connect to Reiki, or simply connect to that love, fluffiness, oneness feeling. And just feel that connection to universal energy. And now from this place of calm within, I want you to think about a time that you were very stressed. Make it recent, make it the last time that you felt stressed and that you had a reaction. So by that I mean you felt stressed and you continued down a stressed path. So you took some actions whilst stressed. Maybe that you're even feeling stressed right now. So I just want you to feel into your body. And if you like, start at your toes, work your way up, and just check each area. Is there any tension? And it's quite okay to just relax that area, release. But make a note of where the tension was. What about your mind? What about your head? Do you feel like your brain is straining? Do your eyes feel like they're straining even though they're closed? Is there any tension up there? And if so, just take a moment to relax it, release what no longer serves you. As you're doing it, remember where that tension was. Remember your little stress hotspots. Often the body is the first place to demonstrate little signals that you're stressed. You might feel it in the body before your brain kind of catches up and realizes. So just take time to thank your body and promise to be in tune, more in tune with your body in the future, and be aware of these little signals. And just say thank you to Reiki for helping you have these realizations. And now we are ready to move to step number 4. So I want you to think about the results of actions that you've taken whilst being in a stressed state. Think of the consequences of those actions. Would there have been a better way? Are the actions you took necessary? Were they effective? I don't know about you, but for me, if I'm in that tunnel, my reaction is to take action. Actually, I start doing to-do lists. I start creating things in like a second. No, and everything has to be now. That's my particular stress reaction. And often, on reflection of actions that I've taken while I was stressed, I realise actually I didn't need to do anything. It really was not necessary. Sometimes, of course, there are things you need to do, but maybe they're not things that you have to do imminently and straight away. So the question is, what would have happened if I'd taken some time out after realizing that I was having a stress reaction, if I took some time out and stopped acting and instead started listening within, tuning into my body, what difference would that space have given me? Now, this is a question for you to answer. I'm not going to tell you this one. But just consider how things may turn out in the future if you allow yourself space instead of a tumbling of actions that are in fact reactions. And so that moves us on to step number 5. So step number 5 is don't expect to be able to stop a stress reaction straight away. Every time we have an expectation or we're really attached to an outcome, it causes us suffering if that doesn't happen. So don't expect to be able to change all of this straight away. Something that is really realistic though is to become more aware of your stress reactions. Okay, so that's what I'm going to ask you to do for the next week. Become aware of what it feels like when you're slightly stressed, very stressed, and about to explode. We've all got these different levels. Become aware of what happens in your body, what happens in your mind, what actions you kind of end up taking, so that you know yourself better. And then perhaps in the future, you'll be able to recognize these things a lot more quickly, give yourself the space that you need so that when you have a stress reaction, you can recognize it and you can step away, give yourself some space, bring in some light to yourself and to the situation that's causing you stress. Thank you so much. I really hope that you found this useful. I would really love it if you could comment. So if you're watching this on my blog, you can actually watch it on YouTube and write in the comments below. And I would love some more subscribers, so please subscribe. That would make me very happy. And thank you. Have an amazing week, and I'll be back next week with my next Reiki Corner.